is it that people have to complain about the price of streaming services? It wasn't going to be affordable forever, and it's still better than cable. You can watch whatever you want with 2-minute commercial breaks rather than 5-minute breaks. Funk that. Just being honest here. See, everybody complaining about it. Everything wasn't just going to be on Netflix forever. You do realize that. You do realize that at some point, a life was going to have to move on. But I do agree that there are maybe a few too many of those services.
Your heart, you know it's right.
Doors closing.
Hi, this is Ryan Hoppe's mom, and you're listening to Hoppe Hour.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Yeah, now. If I hit this button, boom, the whole program's gonna start. Okay, well, hit it. All right.
Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2. Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe.
Where we at?
Always going in, never doubt it. Never worry about the dollar. Need a source of trending topic. Be the hottest, search about us. Competition microscopic, never copied. I'm a giant rolling weed up, now we flying. H-O, BPE. H-O, BPE. H-O, BPE. You already know how we are in the system.
Do you know what this weekend is?
So is everybody excited for Father's Day on Sunday?
Very proud to be your son.
Happy Father's Day.
Father's Day this Sunday.
How do you want to celebrate?
Make Father's Day cards.
Happy Father's Day.
Are you the father?
You are the father.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy.
Happy Father's Day.
Today's show is brought to you by Father's Day, or as it's known in our house, Deadbeat Dad's Day. No, he owes me 10 grand in back child support. My mom told me he was a bum, but did I listen? No.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to tell you, for all the good fathers that are out there trying to be in their kids' life, the deadbeat dads make all men look bad. But it is Friday. Every Monday we play the clip of Case of the Mondays from Office Space. And every Friday we do this.
I know you don't smoke weed. I know this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get you high today.
Why?
Because it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Oh, wow.
Now, an ordinary kid on Father's Day.
Father's Day. It's like Mother's Day light. Come on, is it even a real holiday?
Yeah.
I've heard of Arbor's Day, but I'm not giving a gift to a tree. Plus, Dad always tells me that he doesn't want anything anyways. Just some peace and quiet, so he can watch his sports ball. That's fine, I guess.
I hate
But if
sports
the
ball.
Wi-Fi goes down, I'm coming for you, old man. Just kidding, Dad. I love you. Not as much as Mom, but happy Father's Day.
This has been an ordinary kid on Father's Day.
Father's Day gets a weird rap, man. All the energy goes into Mother's Day. Well, as everybody knows, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I have absolutely, positively raging daddy issues.
He had daddy issues and is attracted to women with them.
Well, my dad has been gone for 10 and a half, going on 11 years. And yeah, we had some good Father's Day. We went mini golfing. We got ice cream. We got pizza. So it wasn't all, not getting along. But whenever I make my post, because it's going on so long since my dad died, I never know what to write. And what drives me nuts, everybody comments, "Oh, you look like your dad. You look like your dad." My mom gets none of the credit for creating me. You know what else today is?
In case you haven't noticed, it is Friday the 13th. Are you superstitious?
Do you know how many mirrors I've smashed just thinking it was a blonde woman mocking me?
Most tall buildings omit the 13th floor.
This place is starting to freak me out.
We are freaking out.
Today's show is brought to you by Friday the 13th and all those silly beliefs and superstitions that we've heard of all these.
Are you afraid of a black cat crossing your path?
Yeah.
Avoid walking under ladders?
Oh, sure.
Do you have irrational superstitions about riding in an airplane? Trepidation about going to the 13th floor of a building?
Yeah.
Then you could be suffering from triskaidekaphobia, the fear of Friday the 13th. Well, get over it. Grow a pair. What are you, 7? Clinging to some false belief that something terrible is going to happen to you? It's just another day. There's nothing to worry about. Face your fears. You're going to be fine. As long as you have your lucky rabbit's foot and don't step on any cracks. And whatever you do, don't break a mirror or you will be totally screwed.
Oh yeah, I need to wake up a little bit. I'm a little sleepy right now. I have a bunch of thoughts that I was writing down. I love how everyone suddenly, especially in May, with Mental Health Month, everybody becomes a mental health advocate. And then they interview somebody on their podcast, but then they're jerk-offs to people. You know your personality probably is turning people away, and you're doing it for clout. And then all this fake outrage that's going on Twitter. God, in this short lifetime, do you really want to spend it being mad about things? You know how freaking pathetic that sounds? I'm going to hang out and call out douchebag radio hosts and comedians. Drink some kava, have sex, and go to bed. I don't understand people that are into true crime. I get if you want to learn about murderers, that's one thing. But now all of a sudden we are like glorifying murderers like Luigi Mangione. And I don't think that's any coincidence that with the true crime documentaries out there, that people romanticize Luigi Mangione. It is a no good. You know what I realized recently? If you are an influencer and you are as influential as you say you are, you don't need to tell people that you're an influencer. Just do your thing. All right, enough of that rock music. I see all the time in people's bios, oh, I'm an influencer. Oh, really? Influencers don't have to tell you that. I've been trying to listen to more podcasts lately. Like, I don't know, I listen to a lot of radio shows, listen to The Woody Show, Klein and Alley, even though I know they can't stand each other. I listen to Heidi and Frank as well. I don't think any of them can stand each other. Rizzuto Show, 93X, Half-Ass Morning Show, KVJ in West Palm Beach, Fred Show in Chicago, Bob and Tom. But I've been trying to listen to like actual podcasts, and these freaking millionaire comedians, I'm telling you, what the hell are you doing with your life? Why do I have a better setup and I'm not a millionaire yet? A lot of these freaking comedians have the worst mic. It'll either sound like this, where it's overmodulated, or it's too quiet, or it'll sound like this, where they're talking off the mic. Like, dude, hire an engineer. Because like everyone's a content creator now, but where's the content? I mean, comedian podcast during like 2020, that was amazing. But now all the comedians do, like Bert Kreischer, all they do is talk about their wealth. All they do is go, oh, I did this. Cool, dude. You think your pizza delivery driver listener wants to hear about your trip in Fiji? You think anybody cares? Speaking of that, we got this.
It's time for Hoppe's Inbox, only on Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Oh my God. Frickin' Bert Kreischer listeners came out of the woodworks after I called him out yesterday for being a fraud. Ryan, you will never be as funny and as talented as Bert. Well, yeah, I do a morning zoo singular show about myself with 25,000 of you mutants that listen per month, and he performs in front of comedy clubs. He has to drink because he's a sad guy inside who just wants the approval, and all his friendships are transactional. Next comment. Ryan, I'm glad finally somebody said it. Seems like everybody walks on Bert Kreischer's approval. And here you are, the Underdog Podcast, calling it like it is. Well, I appreciate that. I don't really feel like, talking about him anymore. And I don't think he cares. Why? Because he has money and fame.
This is not headline news. Ellen DeGeneres opened up about her new life in England. For example, instead of calling underlings garbage, she now calls them rubbish. TikTok banned #skinny talk over eating disorder concerns. So if you're keeping track of positive things for society TikTok does, there's one. And a mom in Florida says she let her kids skip the last week of school because she doesn't see the point. The point is peace and quiet, lady.
Yeah, that was a trash bag, Mom. Oh, God, we have some jokes from I love my speech impediment. I just did Seth Meyers and Stephen Colbert.
Heritage Auctions has announced it will hold a sale next month of movie props, including items from The Empire Strikes Back, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and Citizen Kane. Now you can own memorabilia from 2 of your favorite movies, plus the movie you tell people is your favorite movie.
New study shows that cold plunges, while very popular, may interfere with muscle recovery after scientists recruited 12 healthy young men who sweated through a tough session of leg exercises, then cold plunged as scientists checked their blood.
God, being married to Colbert would be awful. He never shuts up.
Flow. The study was published in the New England Journal of, is this porn? Because this really sounds like porn.
A man was recently arrested at a Florida strip club.
God, you hear that fake laughter?
Is this porn? Because this really sounds like porn.
A man was recently arrested at a Florida strip club after he allegedly called 911 from a private room to complain that he had to pay $300, but the dancer refused to have sex with him. Of course, it's still Florida 911, so I'm sure they were like, try 500?
I believe that happened in the Tampa Bay area.
This is Satan, the evil one, and I'm announcing the biggest and bestest Friday the 13th party ever! We're gonna have live death metal, a Ouija board tournament, a midnight meth buffet, and special guest appearances by Osama bin Laden, Kim Jong-il, and Kim Kardashian! And the whole thing is being sponsored by Jack Daniels and Smith & Wesson. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, one more thing. If you're going to drink, please don't drive. You can stay over till Saturday and watch the playoffs on my big screen. But I better not see any Tim Tebow jerseys. If anyone shows up wearing a Tim Tebow jersey, you will suffer my eternal wrath!
It doesn't really sound like Satan. It sounds more like Laszlo from Kansas City Radio. That is an inside baseball reference. Let me see here. I don't really feel like talking about a plane crash. Tourists at Yellowstone recorded approaching a wild bison while holding a baby. Yeah, Child Protective Services should probably take them.
Honestly, it was shocking. I can understand if you want to go up and think you can get close to a bison, but to bring a small toddler...
There's signs everywhere, but yet nobody pays attention to them. I get it as an adult. You're thinking, oh, it won't happen to me, but you're going to do it with your kids. That's what really dumbfounded us on all of it.
All right, there you go. And last night, the Edmonton Oilers tied up the Stanley Cup final at 2 games apiece with a win against the Florida Panthers, ending it with a record-breaking goal. In overtime, Leon Draisaitl, don't know how to say the name, scored his 4th postseason goal, setting a new NHL record. Yeah, I know nothing about hockey. I know enough about football and enough about basketball, but hockey and baseball, no good.
He moves it out of his zone. Bouchard with it for the Oilers. Now Ekholm. Clock pulls it. Cross-ice pass. Draisaitl puts it in. Score! Leon Draisaitl in overtime. The Edmonton Oilers tie the series 2 games apiece.
All right, right, Thursday. All right, today is a Friday. And we're just getting the show going. I just interviewed DJ Love Cheese from Madhouse Morning Madhouse on my show for 50 minutes. It's so crazy talking and being friends with these people that I grew up listening to. So I'm on Cloud 9 right now. And then later on this week, we're doing episode 16 of the Hammer and Hank Show. So we got a lot going on in the world of Happy Hour. So we're going to come back in Happy Hour and get this party going right after this.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
RyanHockeyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before. Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Happy Hour!
Hey everybody, this is Dave Pratt in Arizona, and you are listening to Happy Hour!
Back with the man who says what everyone's thinking. This is Ryan Hoppe on Happy Hour.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the land. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Countdown clock ticking, Happy Hour's on the prowl. 10 seconds left, set to take back the dial. Celebrity gossip, details that get wild. Sex talk spicy, every moment ain't mild. Nothing but juicy, the story's about to drop. 9 seconds, lean in, don't let the beat stop. Raunchy discussions like the cherry on top. Happy Hour, Ryan's here, rising to the top. 8 seconds closer, hear the crowd cheer. Ryan Hoppe's back, the moment draws near. Celebrity drama, it's all crystal clear. Tune into the Happy Hour, the champ is here. 7 seconds, we're ready for the tease. Lost loves and scandals, calling out the sleeves. Pouring out the truth, never serving it with ease. Happy's got the juice, bringing them to their knees. 6 seconds left.
856 49 Happy. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me.
5 seconds now.
RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com.
On the prize, no push the limits, go beyond the skies.
Upbeat Trump.
With back, spark up fresh vibes.
You know what I mean? A jelly bean? Oh, jeez. The computer froze.
Happy Hot Topic!
Any other radio show.
Happy Hot Topic!
We're under attack. Any other radio show has to be perfect, but me, I'm never perfect a day in my life.
More information is emerging about the deadly Air India plane accident. Just hours after the aircraft crashed, shortly following its departure from Ahmedabad Airport in Western India, June 12, the airline is now sharing more information about the horrific incident. Stating in a post on X, Air India confirms that flight AI-171, operating from Ahmedabad to London Gatwick on the 12th of June, 2025, was involved in an accident.
It's weird. It's like you never know. I'm not just saying like, oh, the whole cliche, you never know when you're going to go, but it's like with things like this, like you hope the plane lands.
The 12-year-old Boeing 787-8 aircraft departed from Ahmedabad at 13:38 hours, carrying 230 passengers and 12 crew. The aircraft crashed shortly after takeoff. The airline continues. We regret to inform that of the 242 aboard, there are 241 confirmed fatalities.
It's gotta be freaking weird being the one person that lived.
The sole survivors being treated in a hospital. The passengers comprised 169 Indian nationals, 53 British nationals, 7 Portuguese nationals, and 1 Canadian national. The survivor is a British national of Indian origin. The statement concludes saying, Air India offers its deepest condolences to the families of the deceased.
They say They say that, but they're definitely going to get their lawyers involved to make it a go away.
Are focused entirely on the needs of all those affected, their families, and loved ones.
That means hitting up their lawyers going, how much can we pay you to shut up?
A team of caregivers from Air India is now in Ahmedabad to provide additional support. Air India is giving its full cooperation to the authorities investigating this incident.
That's actually very smart. They'll come up with some deal. The rich always frickin' win, man.
Happy Hot Topic!
Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom's relationship status is in question. The hot and cold singer and the Lord of the...
Yeah, you know, dating her would be horrendous. I don't care how freaking hot she is. She's annoying.
The Rings alum, who went public with their romance in 2016 and announced their engagement 3 years later...
Oh, yeah, so they've been dating for 9 years. They've been through everything.
...have become the subjects of major breakup speculation this month. Multiple outlets have reported that tensions between Katy and Orlando, who share daughter Daisy Dove...
it sucks that they have a kid.
...started growing back in September 2024, when her 143 album received bad reviews.
This is the part that I got to be very clear about. If a relationship falters because of a career move, that person was never for you. Like, I've dated girls when things were on top of the road, they were there. But then they pretty much left when things, you know, got become more of a grind. So, if a relationship ends because of a job, they never loved you.
And the couple's relationship allegedly became even more strained when Katy kicked off her Lifetimes tour back in April, supposedly causing them to spend more and more time apart. A source tells People June 9th, quote, she was also disappointed in some of the tour reviews. It's put stress on the...
Oh my God. And I used to care, but if I cared about every freaking review that a comedian or morning radio show said about me, I would never do this show. You gotta stop caring about reviews and look at the big picture. You just did something really divisive by going to space and making it about you. You're a divisive person as it is. I'm telling you right now, Katy Perry is thin-skinned.
Their relationship. But Katy's busy career isn't the only cause of the alleged split, according to the rumor mill. Reports have also accused the pair's years-long engagement of causing issues, with one source telling Us Weekly June 10th that they, quote, never set a date for the wedding or got around to planning anything.
Listen, you're not engaged unless you have a date set. It's just a placeholder. It's just to make sure that you don't leave. If you don't have any date set, I don't believe it. I mean, look at like Oprah and Stedman.
E-News has reached out to reps for Katy.
They reached out for comment and didn't hear back. Every frickin' clip. Nobody cares. All right, I gotta skip over this. John Stamos is very sad over the death of Brian Wilson, but it looked like they were playing Beach Boys music, and unfortunately, I tried to be fun on here, but I couldn't play it because of a copy. All right. And I gotta skip over it. Well, I'll just play this.
Enjoy coming out of the closet if this pride is the time for you. All right, I'm going back to this is more pretzels than Jojo Siwa. Bring it back out. Jojo Siwa reacting to Miley's shady comment about her sexuality.
Yeah, Miley's kind of a bitch, let's be honest.
The Grammy winner making the jab in a pre-recorded message in front of thousands at World Pride in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, there's really nothing good about Miley, let's be honest here.
Yeah, so that is a reference to JoJo's new love with celebrity Big Brother co-star Chris Hughes.
In your morning hug.
I miss you. I was sleeping.
Power couple name, Chris?
They call it Kojo. That's the one they're all going for.
The Dance Moms alum, who came out as a lesbian in 2021, finally confirmed the romance in early June.
This is what a lot of girls do when they're gay. They want to try out penis for a minute, but then they go back to girls. Like my ex didn't.
After lots of flirty behavior and this personal awakening during the show's 20-day shoot,
I realized, oh no, I'm not lesbian, I'm queer. I've dated beautiful women, I've dated beautiful non-binary people, I have dated men. But I'm like, I realized that's...
She kind of sounds like Miley. It's freaking weird.
That's just who I am, you know what I mean? And I realized for myself that I just like human, right? My eyes are just open, you know what I mean? And
hell yeah.
You can love whoever you want to love.
Now,
yeah, life's short. Do what you gotta do.
remember, Miley herself identifies as queer. So what gives? Well, so far, no public explanation from Miley, but it sounds like the two have touched base.
You have a little connection that is unlike any other one.
JoJo is telling fans she messaged the singer, and Miley replied, "All love, always."
People kind of try to make you seem out of control when actually I'm a pretty happy, centered person.
And while JoJo admits Miley's joke wasn't a very good one, she adds, "I was happy at my 5th birthday having a Miley-themed party, and I'm still happy now at 22.
I mean, I'm so happy. Our love was just a wreck.
All right, I can't play any of that because of copyright. Today, I feel like I'm under attack by the copyright police, so I'm going to go hide real quick.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before. Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Happy Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around.
Oh, jeez.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Hi. How are you? Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. This following segment is brought to you by DZBZ Honey at DZBZHoney.com. When I tell you they got the best Delta 8 CBD honey around, I'm a man of my words. Comes in the form of a lollipop. Lick the lollipop, the rubber. A honey sticker and jar of honey. However the hell you want to get high, go to DZBZHoney.com and at checkout use promo code HOPPE and save 20%. This is also being brought to you by Fortify.com. FORTIFEYE.com for the best pre and post workout around. At checkout, use promo code RYAN20 RYAN20 to save 20%. Go to WestChasePrinting.com for business cards, posters, yard signs, whatever the hell you need, baby. On the invoice, tell them I sent you. Amir Academy of Martial Arts and AmirAcademy.com. 2700 22nd Street North, and that's in St. Petersburg. Women's self-defense classes, kids classes, MMA classes, whatever the hell you need. I go there. Rich Cayley, Master Barbershop. At RichKBarber.com, 4545 West Kennedy Boulevard. And that is in Tampa. I've been going to this barber for 5 years. He is the best barber I've ever had. And he can be your barber too. But you can't just go, "Hey Rich, can I get a haircut?" RichKBarber.com. He's at 4545 West Kennedy Boulevard. When you sign up and you name drop me, not only will he have stories about me for days, he also will save you $10. And finally, do you need help with your mental health? Are you bad shit crazy? Like me? Counseling on call.net. At checkout, after you talk to them, tell them that you heard about it from Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe. Jacob. All right, we're going to come back in happy hour and keep this party going. But here's Hammer and Hank.
Hello again. It's your favorite San Francisco DJ, Hammer and Hank. I may look normal, but the truth is, I have a condition known as autism. That's right, it's a condition, not a disease. Fact is, autism can strike anyone, regardless of who they are. People with autism normally have difficulties in verbal and non-verbal communication skills, social interactions, and leisure activity. In a recent study, people with autism are less likely to have a job and more likely to become homeless. I beat the odds by having loving friends and family, having a college education. I have even worked in the San Francisco Bay Area as an on-air personality for many years. Always remember that people with autism want the same things as you, to be happy and successful. To find out more about autism, please contact your local mental health center or visit autismspeech.org. This is Hammer and Hank, and I appreciate your kindness.
Question. Why is it every time I finally get comfortable in bed, I have to go take a piss? Man, fuck that. Absolute worst.
Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Hoppe Hour!
Hey, this is Lex from the Lex and Terry Radio Network, and we are now ready to name our successor, Ryan Hoppe.
Hey everybody, this is Terry James from the nationally syndicated radio show Lex and Terry, and you are listening to Hoppe Hour with my man Ryan Hoppe.
There is no nepotism here. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the land. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Hoppe in the morning. Tune in and you'll see Ryan Hoppe's got the magic. It's live on your frequency. Hoppe Hour with Ryan. Start your day with a cheer. Turn that dial to Hoppe. We'll make your morning clear. Join us for the laughter, music and good vibes. Ryan's got the answer to brighten up your ride. Hoppe Hour with Ryan. Start your day with a cheer. Turn that dial to Hoppe. We'll make your morning clear. News and jokes together. Make your mornings bright. Live with Ryan Hoppe. We're setting things just right. Hoppe Hour with Ryan. Start your day with a cheer. Turn that dial to Hoppe. We'll make your morning clear.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
Donald Trump and Melania Trump received a mixed reaction as they attended the opening night of Les Miserables at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday.
I feel like a place like the Kennedy Center would have a lot of liberals, so it doesn't surprise me.
The United States President and First Lady were greeted with both boos and cheers, according to video from inside the event.
It's a lot of a reaction. Sounds like idiocracy, which we're living in. Oh my goodness.
At one point, chants of USA could be heard.
Pedophile Island. Pedophile Island. Jeffrey Epstein.
Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife, Usha Vance, also joined the president, as did other members of his administration. This was reportedly Trump's first visit to the Kennedy Center. Earlier this year, he fired board members and replaced them with loyalists, as he also appointed himself as chair.
So there's that.
Happy Hot Topic!
Boston University has issued a statement after Alex Cooper alleged that her former soccer coach at the college had sexually harassed her.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to be like, oh, it didn't happen. We're disappointed that she feels that way.
The Call Her Daddy podcast host, 30, made the startling allegations in a Hulu documentary that aired last week, saying she endured 3 years of escalating sexual harassment.
Yeah, I feel like when you're a hot girl, you're always having to deal with that, unfortunately.
At the hands of former head coach Nancy Feldman.
She just looks like a Nancy.
In response, the university told the Post it has a zero-tolerance policy
I told you that's what they're going to say.
For sexual harassment.
But usually universities cover things up.
We have a robust system of resources, support, and staff dedicated to student well-being, and a thorough reporting process through our Equal Opportunity Office, it said in a statement. We encourage members of our community to report any concerns, and we remain committed to fostering a safe and secure campus environment for all. Cooper's revelation in the new Hulu doc, Call Her Alex, came 10 years after she claimed to have suffered through the ordeal.
It really is crazy that for like my generation, we were in college a decade ago.
I felt a lot of anger. Anger at my coach, anger at my school, and anger at the system that allowed this to happen, the podcast host said in the documentary. I don't think anyone could have prepared me for the lasting effects that came from this experience.
And I mean this in the most non-sexist way, but usually I don't like female-led podcasts just because I'm not a female. I mean, some of them are good, but like I like Gail Bennington on the Bennington Show on Sirius XM. Holly O'Connor's great on Miguel and Holly. But just like a lot of the podcasts with females, I mean, I do like Chicks in the Office, but Call Her Daddy is the best.
She turned something that I loved so much into something extremely painful. Feldman coached BU's women's soccer team for 22 years before she retired in 2022. But Cooper said the former coach started to fixate on me way more than any other teammate of mine during her sophomore season.
I bet you look cute in college.
Cooper was a member of the Terriers women's soccer program from 2013 to 15. During her time at the university,
God, I can't believe that was that long ago. It was such a fun time for me.
Cooper claims that Feldman took an uncomfortable interest in her personal life and would often make comments about her body. On one occasion, Cooper claims, her former coach had asked if she had sex the previous night.
It's not good.
Elsewhere, the media moguls...
I feel like it's not as big of a deal because a woman's doing it. Like, can you imagine if a man did that?
Said Feldman would try to get her alone, put a hand on her thigh, and stare at her, despite trying to resist.
All right, there's that, unfortunately. What do we got here? We got this imbecile.
Happy Hot Topic!
I'm a bit of a libertine. Like, the person that I most, I think, do my romantic crap with is also a libertine.
Courtney Love is sharing insight into her love life. The Man on the Moon actress reveals her current relationship status and how she
I forgot she was on Man on the Moon. I know her for being the skank that dated Kurt Cobain.
deals with jealousy, all during an appearance on the June 11th episode of the Fashion Neurosis with Bella Freud podcast.
She looks really good now, though.
I wondered how you deal with jealousy.
They're doing this podcast where she's laying down and the microphone's in her face like she's in a shrink's office. Man, everyone's got a podcast now.
Don't really get it. I don't know if I'm being in denial here, but I have
You're probably in denial.
a friend, and I made friends with him when he was on the app in the art world, and he's doing astonishingly well. And
oh my God.
Could not be happier for him. I have another friend who I met on her come up, and now she's like bigger than I'll ever be.
Oh, wow.
And I'm really happy for her.
Though she wouldn't.
You don't sound like him.
Even her current partner, the 60-year-old rock singer,
She's 60. God, that makes me feel old. Think about it. Courtney Love is 60.
explains that her relationship is strictly casual.
But how about sexual jealousy? Oh. I'm a bit of a libertine. Like, the person that I most, I think, do my romantic crap with is also a libertine.
Alright, I feel stupider after listening to that.
Ms. Rachel speaking out against Olivia Munn's online hate. The kid's YouTuber defended the actress and her family on Instagram June 12th as Olivia and husband John Mulaney are hit with violent threats in their DMs.
Yeah, if you're threatening them, as much as I can't stand them, and their relationship started on infidelity and will probably end in infidelity, I'm telling you, leave them alone.
Ms. Rachel writing, please be kind to Olivia and her precious family. I don't believe in hate, attacks, or hurtful comments. This days after Olivia's viral People magazine interview, where the 44-year-old shared she's not among Miss Rachel's many fans. That article, now removed from the outlet's website, with People's editor citing, quote, violent threats that escalated towards the interview subject and her family. There's no...
Alright, this reporter's petting me.
No excuse for these...
Go work at NPR and shut up. Jesus Christ.
Miley Cyrus' brother Trace Cyrus accused his ex-girlfriend Brenda Song of faking a cancer diagnosis,
That's kind of a skanky move, let's be honest here.
an abortion, and multiple pregnancies throughout their 7-year romance. The musician made the serious allegations against the actress on Instagram Wednesday after a fan insulted him, saying, "On Now We Know Why Brenda Left."
God, Tracy looks like a garbage can. Trace.
Good riddance. Yes, because she stole thousands of dollars from me and faked multiple pregnancies, Trace alleged. Trace, now 36, further claimed that
God, he looks like he's 47.
That Song, now 37, lied about being terminally ill to make him and his family believe she had breast cancer and a
Anybody out there who fakes cancer, you're a scumbag.
brain tumor. It was all a lie, he claimed. She was humiliated to ever show her face around my family again once we figured it out.
God, Trace has way too many tattoos. He looks like just trash.
He also alleged that the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody Allen faked an abortion with fake blood covering the bathroom floor. According to Trace, he and his mom, Tish Cyrus, rushed Song to the doctor, which is when all the lies started unraveling. And
I've had it before, and not that my one ex was like faking a pregnancy, but she was always thinking she was pregnant, and it's really tiring because 1 minute you're like, am I going to be a dad? 1 minute, am I free?
And they realized it was fake.
And that's how you know I'm not meant to be a dad, is when I called it free. Because some people are like, oh my God, I saw this thing in front of me where I'm going to be a father. I was like, no!
Thanks for reminding me of another scenario where I was great loving another person and someone did me wrong for no reason, he claimed. In a follow-up Instagram story post, Trace also alleged that Song once showed up to his home after getting the brain tumor removed by the best surgeon in Chicago. She didn't realize we were catching on to her lies, he continued. So when she showed up to my house with a bandage on her head claiming she just got out of surgery, I ripped it off exposing no surgery had been done.
Alright, there's God, you got to be careful who you date, guys. There is this term a coworker said to me 2 years ago that I kind of believe in called soul ties. Man, who you have sex with, you're kind of attached to by the soul.
Happy Hot Topic!
And this woman right here has a long body count of soul ties.
Sabrina Carpenter is addressing her love life. In an interview with Rolling Stone published June 12th, the pop star responds to reports that she's now single following her breakup from Barry Keoghan in December 2024.
I don't care how hot she is. She's probably insufferable to date. As they say, for every hot girl, there's someone that's sick of having sex with them.
Saying, am I doing the single thing right now? I'm doing the 25-year-old thing right now, whatever that means.
Quarter life crisis, I went through it. And all the older people that I've worked with in radio laughed at it, but it's a real thing. You're like, all right, well, I'm halfway in my 20s, blah, blah, blah. It's overthinking, but it's a real thing.
Sabrina, who's since turned 26, going on to reveal that she tries to ignore the nonsense written about her online.
I do the same thing, baby. Sit on my lap.
Explaining, when you get down the little rabbit hole is truly when people start commenting on you as a person or you physically. All of those things that you're already thinking on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, it is the worst when like you go through like mental health problems and whatnot, and then you read things that your brain tells you and you know it's not true, but you're like,
You don't need a stranger from Arkansas to remind you. But despite trying her best to remain a busy woman, the Grammy winner
You know, there was some comment from a guy in Arkansas.
still gets angry from
It's like there's this guy named Country Chris in Cleveland that writes the meanest things, him in Replay.
time to time seeing the speculation about her personal life. Saying, you're like, that didn't happen then. That did happen then. You're missing a few key details there. People underestimate how tricky it is to navigate being a young woman, having relationships, and then having a bunch of strangers have opinions on them.
Here's the thing. I want to feel bad for you, but you literally over-sexualize yourself. Your new picture is you in front of like a guy. He has his clothes on, but he's like holding your hair back like you're about to give him head. You had that picture, which is on RyanHoppyRadio.com, of those guys pretending to run a train on you. You're not low-key, like let's say Ariana Grande or Billie Eilish. Oh, he's looking for attention, honey.
However, Sabrina says for now, her give-a-dams are on vacation.
If you have to tell people you don't give a damn, you do.
Telling the outlet, it's all about what feels right. I'm learning to listen to that a lot more instead of what is perceived as the right or wrong move. What that era taught me was to just trust myself and trust that everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to.
I honestly needed to hear that. Because I got a little high and I'm going through like a 20% panic attack. I'm just being real with my audience.
Happy hot topic.
Sabrina Carpenter is giving her short and sweet take on past drama. 4 years after the pop star seemingly hit back at being referred to as the blonde girl in Olivia Rodrigo's 2021 song Driver's License.
Yeah, you know, she does make blondes look bad.
Sabrina is
Her and Carmen from the Cowhead Show.
now setting the record straight. Addressing whether the line, maybe blonde, was the only rhyme in her 2021 song Skin was aimed at the love triangle rumors surrounding her, Olivia, and Olivia's ex, Joshua Bassett.
Oh, so she's a sidekick.
Telling Rolling Stone in an interview published June 12th, I didn't really intentionally do that.
Whatever you say, honey.
All I knew was that it wasn't going to stop me from doing what I loved ever.
What, having sex and ruining relationships?
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah. Let's go through all the sponsors right now. I never get freaking podcasts that begin their show with like 7 live reads or sponsors. I'm like, who's listening to that? If I were that sponsor, I'd be pissed off. Well, what do I know? A lot. This following segment has been brought to you by Cheeky Mouth Guards at GetCheeky.com. When I tell you it's the best way to quit biting on the side of your mouth, I'm a man of my words. GetCheeky.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 30%. Shimmerwood CBD drinks at Shimmerwood.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 30%. GetGoodFeels.com for good vibes THC drinks. Go to to getgoodfeels.com and use promo code Hoppy to save 20%. OldGlory.com for the best t-shirts around. Use promo code Hoppy to save 15%. Garden State Distillery Dirty Vodka. GardenStateDistillery.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 15%. Aspire Green Tea Drinks at AspireDrinks.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. Afura Coffee. AFUERA Coffee.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. FSDrinks.com. For the best boba around, use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. Oh, you're looking for the best beef jerky? BigForkBrands.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. And finally, are you looking for a good energy bar? QuantumSquares.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. All of these are on my website, RyanHoppyRadio.com, RyanHoppe Radio.com. I would hope you know how to spell radio. Or it's in my podcast section. So whenever you listen to Hoppy Hour like you are right now, in the podcast description is all of that. We're going to come back on Hoppy Hour. Keep this party going and going. But let's hear from Hammer and Hank, which you can hear the Hammer and Hank Show with Henry Oakes and Ryan Hoppy on Spotify by searching up Hammerin, HAMMERIN Hank Show, and check it out on his podcast feed.
People with autism are often treated like they are different. Believe me, we are. Hi, this is Henry Oakes, but my buddies may have known me as Hammer and Hank. I was labeled as slow when I started school. Come to find out at the age of 12, the doctors decided I was autistic. Now at the age of 48, I have completed an associate degree in radio broadcasting and worked in the San Francisco Bay Area as an on-air personality. So yes, I am different. People with autism have no needs, no different than you. Laugh, love, and learn to get an education and join the workforce. I did it, and so can anyone else with autism. So when you meet someone with autism, don't feel sorry for them. Work with them. Find out for yourself that autism isn't a disease, it's a condition. To find out more about autism, please visit autismspeaks.org. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen.
Question. Why is it that every time I come home late at my apartment complex, there's some dude with a golf cart in my spot? And that same dude doesn't have a license plate? Man, funk that. There are way too many drivers in Florida that don't have license plates. It's sketchy.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppy in the morning.
It's Hoppy Hour!
Hey, this is Tom Bernard, and you are listening to Hoppy Hour with my friend Ryan Hoppy.
Hi, this is Drew Lane from the Drew Lane Podcast, and you are enjoying Hoppy Hour with Ryan Hoppy.
Hey, this is Gary Meyer, and you are listening to Hoppy Hour with Ryan Hoppy.
Hey, this is Eric Zane. You're like, who? Yeah, I know. Anyway, you're listening to Ryan Hoppy. Hoppy Hour. This motherfucker is resilient as shit. Everybody tries to rub Ryan's fucking face in dog shit, and then he always picks himself up. Hey, this is Eric Zane, and I love Ryan Hoppy. Hey, you're listening to Hoppy Hour with Ryan Hoppy. This is Eric Zane. I don't know these two people, but I know they're fucking assholes. Mike Calta and Rover, suck my dick for what you did to Ryan.
The golden age of radio is alive and well on Hoppy Hour with Ryan Hoppy.
Hoppy Hour. Hoppy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen. other stations are tuned in too.
Wake up, folks, it's time to shine.
Oh, yeah.
Tune in now, the Hoppy's line. Tall tales of love and news to find with Ryan. Hoppy stand at 6'9". Got those silver little gossip skills. Dishing all the thrills and chills. Midday talk that pays the bills. Hoppy hour's got the skills.
Oh, yeah.
Happy hour with Ryan, Hoppy singing loud.
856-49 Hoppy. 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. And always email me, RyanHoppyRadio@gmail.com.
Dating tips to make you swoon.
Happy Hot Topic.
Todd Chrisley is back on social media.
God, I can't stand that he got away with it. But you know what? That represents America. And then the sooner we accept it, the better.
Weeks after the reality star and his wife Julie were released from prison, Todd took to social media to applaud their 19-year-old son, Grayson Chrisley,
Oh, I'm sure he's not a brat.
on making the dean's list at the University of Alabama.
Yeah.
Quote, God is good all the time.
Yeah. When are you going to admit that you're probably bisexual, Todd?
I love you to the moon and back, and we couldn't be more proud.
Now they're doing this whole thing of, oh, we're grateful, we're likable. It's phony.
You have
Kind of like Bert Kreischer.
shown great character and fortitude and stood with your Lord and Savior amidst the fire and came out the other side never smelling of smoke.
God, I don't know. Like, they make religious people look bad. Because actual religious people, like someone who's listening to my voice right now, Anthony or my mom, you guys are good religious people. People like Todd Chrisley, bad.
You are proof of God's word, Todd penned, adding, quote, stand tall, stand true, and stand for your fellow brothers in Christ. I love you, Gray Gray.
Ugh.
This message marks the 56-year-old's first Instagram post since his release from federal prison after being pardoned by President Donald Trump.
I will say, that does sound like something he would write. You know when you see some statement and you're like, this celebrity didn't write that? It seemed like Todd wrote that.
The couple, who are
This music's tripping me out in the background, by the way.
known for the reality show Chrisley Knows Best, were sentenced to prison for tax evasion and bank fraud.
I didn't hear he was at his press conference.
I know that Julie, who is a wonderful, decent, God-fearing woman and that I'm blessed to have been married to and been...
Oh my God, I just said the word God. Everybody has to make it God-fearing, blah, blah, blah. Man, just exist. If God's real, he's ashamed of you.
With for over 30 years now. An excellent mother. She's at home with Chloe right now, and Chloe will not let her go.
That's that stupid voice.
So we're blessed to have our family back, and we're blessed to be coming back to television.
No, we're not blessed as viewers.
Because we do have a much bigger story to tell now.
What, that you committed tax fraud and tax evasion and the president got you off because your daughter probably got him off? What else is in the story?
That we ever have. So I thank each and every one of you.
Whatever, dude. Freaking annoying. I'll show you. Antonio Brown is facing attempted murder charges following that fight he got into in Miami. What an idiot. Ever since that hit by Perfect, when it was the Steelers versus the Bengals, Antonio Brown's never been the same. It's really sad, to be honest. I've heard he can be a nice guy, but he's just bad crap crazy. Wendy may be one of the worst people ever, but she has a hell asked the DJ to turn on the Wendy Williams song. Enough of that. Here she is walking around with her friends.
Hi, Wendy.
Gosh, she looks bat crap crazy.
Are you?
Oh, she is bat crap crazy.
Birkin, you got the.
Let me do this right here. Sorry about that.
Are you having a big meeting? Because you look good. You got your Birkin. You got the Chanel.
Girlfriend night. Oh, that's a bunch of cackling hens.
I love this for you, Wendy. Well, you look good. Thank you for even smiling at the camera. We appreciate you.
What an annoying voice. So I just said that Wendy Williams had a good theme song whenever I'm at the club. I asked for that. You know what else I asked for when I'm at the club? The Steve Harvey morning show intro. Oh, yeah. Used to listen to this on B103. Oh, sure. I got it.
Just like $1 million bucks.
Whatever.
Things in its cups. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey?
I got it.
And listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together.
Doesn't it just put you in a mood? Makes you want to go groove. All right, there you go. Let me see here. People in Italy, in Venice, are not happy about Jeff Bezos getting married there soon. There's a lot of anti-Bezos signs all around the area. I saw this next headline and I thought this was ridiculous. R. Kelly's lawyer says the singer sympathizes with Diddy, says black entertainers are under siege. I think that is one of the most ignorant things ever. It actually makes African American rights look bad because they're not under fire because they're black. They're under fire because they're scumbag pedophile rapists. Here is R. Kelly's lawyer.
I think Diddy's situation is speculative. I don't know everything that went into the pursuit of him. I do think that these kinds of prosecutions, using the RICO Act to prosecute,
yeah, you can't commit crimes.
Entertainers for their sexual preferences and things.
Like what? 14-year-olds? What the hell are you saying?
I think that's an abuse of the statute. I think it's going too far.
God, I can't stand freaking lawyers.
I think it's been used as a mechanism to attack public figures because it's become culturally popular to do that.
Yeah, when the public figures are committing rape and beating up people, I think that should not be allowed.
And I think it's happening particularly to the black figures. So I think all of that.
What about Harvey Weinstein?
It's troubling, but the bottom line for us is we have the proof of corruption, and we believe that if we can simply get a conversation with the president, that we can end this nightmare.
Yeah, if the president releases him, whatever. I don't even care anymore.
For R. Kelly, and that's what we want to do. He's aware of it. He feels sympathy for what Diddy's going through. They were not friends. I don't mean to suggest that.
Whatever.
They were not in the world. Far from it, I think, in fact. But in reality, he sympathizes with anybody that's being put through this because he knows what happened to him. And
what? His daughter hates him because he probably did things to his daughter. He raped teenagers. I can't even listen to his lawyer. Fuck you. 100,000 people are dying a year because of Diet Coke. Let me tell you, anything can give you cancer. All you got to do is live it up in this short lifetime. Everybody's like, oh, this could cause cancer. This could cause cancer. I mean, Jesus Christ. Not saying I don't want cancer or I want cancer, but you can't live in fear. 856-442-5790. 49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, ryanhoppyradio@gmail.com. This show's for the hardworking average Joe and Jane that grind in life. I don't care if you live in the U.S. or the U.K. As long as you're listening, that's all that matters. All right. I feel like playing a banger, and I kind of got to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to play this song that's 6 minutes long. If you don't want to listen, you can skip over it like the PSA says. But here is Soul du Jour with Here We Go Again. The perfect way to break down the weekend and get it going. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour after this. Hang on.
Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Question, and this happens all the time at Publix and Aldi's. Why do I always get the slowest checkout lane, and then the one I ditched turns into the Indy 500? Man, fuck that. It happens to me all the time, and it drives me absolutely nuts.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Hoppe Hour!
Hey, what's up? It is Kevin Ralston, host of the KVJ Show, and you are listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
What's up? This is Lex Staley.
Hey, what's going on? It's Virginia from the KVJ Show at 97.9 WRMF, and you're listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
People often argue over Android versus iPhones, but the real debate should be middle-aged Gen X morning shows versus Hoppe Hour. Guess who wins? We will let you decide. Triggering middle-aged dudes since 2012, this is Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the land. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Wake up, it's Hoppe. Start your morning, let's chat for a while. Sex talk and gossip hits us like a tidal wave. Your daily dose of madness is what you crave. Celebrity news get you up to speed.
Oh, sure.
Who's hot, who's not, the latest feed.
I got it.
Dating drama spilling every single day. Tune in, stay woke, don't miss the play. Hoppe Hour got you hooked first thing.
856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. You tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, ryanhoppyradio@gmail.
Hoppe Hot Topic.
Today on TMZ.
Well, as the ICE protests continue across the country, President Trump decided to take in a little theater and got stumped by
the important things.
A theater question.
He went to Les Mis. He made the point of saying that he's a fan of the musical. He's seen it multiple times. And one of the reporters asked which character he most identifies with.
You better answer that one, honey. I don't know.
Liar.
He sort of turns to Melania and she stares blankly.
Like, nope, you're on your own.
Sabrina Carpenter has a new album coming out called Man's Best Friend, and the cover art has Sabrina at the foot of a man. But a lot of people think
looks like she's about to give head.
This is too submissive.
It's a play on the album
album. It's a man's best friend, so she's posing like a dog.
And
she likes doggy style.
Also, man's best friend is woman.
What? So what are we to you?
You're
sex.
You're our co-equals, our partner. Atlanta rapper Silento has been sentenced to
I thought it was Silento. I said it wrong, I guess.
30 years in prison.
Watch me whip. Now watch me nay-nay.
This is a kid who had the world in front of him. Watch me whip, watch me nay-nay was very big.
I have to skip over that, unfortunately.
Now, and took a thong right to the face.
Let me rewind this. We're all over the place. I had to be careful because of the copyright. I'm sorry.
Did you say watch me nip?
So the Weeknd's on tour right now, and took a thong right to the face.
Do they ever throw up granny panties? It's always a thong.
No.
Guys like granny panties.
Are you granny panty?
All right. You can't ask her that.
Oh, jeez.
Siobhan just revealed that she gets her underwear from CVS.
No, I
said. What a walking HR violation that show is.
Sabrina Carpenter is known for her super sexified, sextastic sexiness.
I wonder what it's like being her dad.
But with her new album cover, she's finally doing more of the same, cause if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Sabrina Carpenter has a new album coming out, and the album cover art might get the dogs barking. The album is called Man's Best Friend.
That's the album cover art? Oh my God.
A lot of people think that this is too submissive, that this maybe isn't a great look.
It's like satire. It's a man's best friend, so she's posing like a dog.
Yes, Sabrina does satire better than anybody. She's like a super hot Mark Twain. But wait, why does her hypersexuality seem kind of familiar?
I wonder if something happened to her as a kid or whatever. She's so sexual, man. Or maybe she's just a freak.
We've already seen this with Madonna, Miley, Britney, Christina. It feels like a cheap trick.
Yes, many former child stars sex it up to try and make the world forget that they were the face that launched a million backpacks.
All right, I'm not in the mood for the TMZ voice. All right, we got one last thing going on with the show. Here's what we're going to do.
It's time for weed news on Hoppy Hour.
Oh,
Marijuana.
jeez.
Marijuana. 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 Marijuana.
Turn it down, catch Hoppy on the airwaves. Fucking blunt joints in all the smoky pathways. Roll the papers tight, blaze them up, elevate. Mornings with the cream, starts the day with heavyweight. Welcome to the Hoppy Hour, smoke loud. News about the herb, let the stars proud. Joints burning slow, take it down. High times, feel the pop, let the cream shout.
All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the daily smoke up. If you got your joint, your bong, your bowl, whatever you have next to you, let's smoke it up. All right, let me turn up the mic. All right, here's my pen. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. One last one.
Hoppy got the news, no need for this.
Oh, yeah.
Blazing through the segment, eyes red.
Sports fans, 45. Wait, let me see the exact percentage. I'm so stoned. 73% of MLB fans say it's okay if their players were to smoke weed. 68% of UFC, 64% of pro tennis, 62% of NHL, 60% of pro golf, 60% of NBA, 55 NFL, 55 MLB, and 50% NASCAR. You know, a lot of those NASCAR people are like super like religious and don't believe in having fun. Marijuana users are nearly 5 times as likely to regularly exercise than eat food. I have the best workouts when I'm high. All right, we're going to come back on Happy Hour and wrap this puppy up. Okay? Does that work for you?
Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppy in the
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before. Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
Yo. Ryan Hoppy on the mic, breaking down the scenes. NBA drama, living out the dreams. Ex-wives wilder, stories about the queens. Dropping knowledge bombs, all in on the schemes. Hoppy smooth, man, he knows it all. From scandals to the court, rise and fall. Tune in, now you'll have a ball. Hoppy Hour got that shock and awe. MJ to Kobe, legends in the game. Shaq's big presence, true Hall of Fame. Hoppy spills the tea, ain't playing tame. Behind the curtain, nothing left the same. Hoppy's loose, man, he knows it all. From scandals to the court, rise and fall.
856 49 Hoppy. 856-494-6773.
Crazy exes.
I know about crazy exes, and they think the same about me. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. You can always email me, RyanHoppyRadio@gmail.com.
Y'all know the score, buddy, dives deeper. Locker room seat.
For all the info on my show, RyanHoppe Radio.com.
NBA's real talk cuts through the sleeper. Hoppy's who's man, he knows it all.
I do.
From scandals to the court, rise and fall.
Whatever.
Tune in, now you'll have a ball. Now I got that shock and awe. Hoppy's who's man, he knows it all. From scandals to the court, rise and fall. Tune in, now you'll have a ball. Hoppy Hour got that shock and awe.
Happy Hot Topic.
Return now to Game 4 of the NBA Finals. It tips off tonight. Pacers at home looking to take a commanding lead in the series.
I love how Good Morning America talks nothing about hockey.
Will is back from Indy, has a preview for us.
Hello, I couldn't miss the final day in the studio here. It's nice to see you all, and it's nice to be talking a little basketball here. And it is safe to say that tonight is the biggest game of the NBA season. The Pacers are up 2-1 in the series, and there's a long way to go, but if they win 2 out of the next 4 games, this would be, by the odds, the biggest upset in NBA Finals history.
Yeah, you know the national media does not like Halliburton, but if he was on the Knicks, they would love him.
The Pacers seem to enjoy being the underdogs. They've won 14 games and lost just 5 in these playoffs, and they were underdogs in many of those games, including in each of the first 3 of these finals. In Game 1, they had that comeback magic, their 5th comeback from 15 or more points down in these playoffs. That last-second shot from Tyrese Halliburton, shocking the Thunder. Oklahoma City righting the ship.
That was a big moment because they led for literally 0.3 seconds of that game.
In Game 2 to tie the series.
Think about it. If they had lost that game, the Thunder would be up 2-1.
But on Wednesday night,
that's how math works.
In Game 3, the Pacers won their first home finals game in 25 years. And if they can win tonight at 8:30 Eastern on ABC, they'll be up 3-1 in the series. And teams that go up 3-1 in the NBA playoffs for one last time win the series 95.6% of the time.
Unless you're the 2016 Cavaliers. All right. Adam Silver speaks on NBA courts not having any NBA Finals logos. Adam Silver is just the no-fun policeman.
Happy Hot Topic.
And he's literally a dickhead because he looks like a penis.
Adam Silver joined ESPN before Game 3 of the NBA Finals and...
I love this accent.
Adam Silver joined ESPN before Game 3 of the NBA Finals and spoke about the court not having any finals designs anymore.
I'm going to start here because I know this is my favorite time of year. I know this is your favorite time of year when we get to be here watching teams compete.
Here's ESPN kissing his ass.
For a championship. There's been a lot of conversation about how...
I love the booing.
We can recapture maybe some of the magic that we get in the NBA Cup to match the level that players put into this, maybe on-court decals, things like that. Is there any plans to reincorporate it?
Well, I've seen some of the chatter on social media on on-court decals. People don't realize they went away a decade ago because there were claims that Kendrick knows some of the players were saying it was slippery when we had the decals on the floor. So we're back to adding them virtually. So those are on. But, it's an interesting time in society.
They're showing Stephen A. Smith. He has the most punchable face ever.
Like, so we have two markets, we've all been around for the last week in Oklahoma City and Indianapolis, that are completely captured by the finals. I mean, every store you go to, there's signage, everyone, look at this concourse here.
Yeah.
Everybody on the streets is wearing the team colors. I mean, and I think I've been doing this for a long time. I don't remember being in two markets where it feels so dominant to have these games. Then as a media matter, it's interesting. Like, people compare us to 20 years ago, but for these games 1 and 2 so far are the highest rated programs in May and June so far on television.
Yeah, what else is on TV?
And if something beats us,
there's no original shows after like the third week of May, dude. You're going up against reruns.
It'll be another sports program. Back 20 years ago, we often didn't win the night when the finals were on. But the ratings, the absolute rating is lower now. But what's happening, people talk about in politics all the time that we're a divided society and people just want to watch their point.
The ratings are down 24% and the lowest since 2007. So he just pulled some random stat to be like, oh, we're beating reruns of CSI.
The world's changed. There's so many more options now.
That's not good when you have your commissioner going, yeah, we can't really draw an audience.
This goes to your question that when for us, a huge event happens like the finals, the question is, how do you bring in casual viewers?
I don't know, have better product.
It used to be, when you were on ABC, there were only a few networks, right. And then there's some cable channels, and so...
This is a loser mentality, man. It's like when a radio show loses and they're like, well, we got a lot of options. That's not good. This is not good what you're admitting.
If there was the NBA Finals on or the World Series or whatever it was, you were drawn to it because it was a big event in society. People were talking about it at work the next morning.
He sounds really scared.
And
because he knows he's failed.
Long way of saying, I think we have to do new things now. So.
Oh, God, no, dude. Just make your players play more defense and less three-pointers. I hate when Adam Silver does new things. They never turn out well. Speaking of things that never turn out well.
DeMarcus Cousins apologized to fans after he brawled with multiple spectators during Monday's game in the Puerto Rican professional basketball.
I don't know if he has like borderline personality, but he's freaking crazy.
League. The four-time NBA All-Star, who played for the Mets de Guaynabo in the Baloncesto Superior National League, shared a message on his Instagram story after he was suspended for the rest of the season, and his team terminated his contract Tuesday. I want to apologize to the fans of Puerto Rico for my actions, Cousins wrote, including a blue heart emoji.
Yeah, you failed, bro. You let your anger ruin your career.
So much love and respect for the island. During a road game Monday, Cousins made an obscene gesture at a fan who was...
I just don't know why they get so mad at fans. You're literally winning in life. You have the money and you're the main star of the court. When you get mad at them, it's like getting mad at trolls.
Sitting courtside, grabbing his crotch and exchanging words.
I just. He pulled an Al Bundy.
Cousins, who played 11 NBA seasons for several teams, grabbed the fan's arm as the man appeared to give him the double bird.
You can't do that, bro.
As things escalated, one of Cousins' teammates stepped in between the two. The 34-year-old big man received his second technical and was ejected from the game. Cousins continued to brawl with other fans, making contact with at least one while on his way to the locker room.
Man, he is always the problem, right?
Some threw drinks at Cousins as he had to be held back.
This is interesting. It's like a 2025 Malice at the Palace.
Cousins received a $4,250 fine. The Baloncesto Superior...
That's not that much compared to what the NBA would do.
Superior National League announced Tuesday, adding that he could face an additional one of $5,750. The Mets were defeated by the Vaqueros de Bayamon, 101-92, at Coliseo Ruben Rodriguez. Cousins had 11 points and 7 rebounds before he was ejected.
Sounds like his career in general. He starts off with a great game and then ruins everything.
Hoppe's hour almost done. Feels like robbery in banks. Ryan Hoppe on the mic, dropping wisdom in streams. Syndicated sorrow, now it's time to shatter dreams. Oh, the Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilted rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Phone lines buzzing, but the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DAW checks to FM. Shout out to the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the happy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. But the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing happy like fingers without rings. Eating checks to FM. Shout outs hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the happy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Oh, life's just so unfair. Like clockwork to a show. Now it's time to face the silence like the TV on snow. Riot Hoppe held the mic with humor so divine. The void left in our hearts wider than a canyon line. Empty speakers silent time but coming to an end. Like a roller coaster stopping round the river's bend. Hoppe jokes and jabs, he's our daily grind. Now silence louder than the thoughts we can't rewind. Oh, the happy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. The happy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
Radio.com.
And like that, he's gone.
You probably had Taco Bell before. Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
I'll catch you in the nuts and we'll call it a day.
Happy hour is now over. Happy hour is now over. Game over. This concludes our broadcast day. Good night and God bless America.
Doors closing.